Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon for the month of April tarot oracle reading. And Gemini, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not in Gemini, we all have a little bit of Gemini in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart done, which house is Gemini in? That is where this energy is going to show up for you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we're going to begin the reading with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and this is for the entire reading, the Four of Pentacles. Pentacles in tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness. The matters of the third dimensional world. Of course, we need money to be able to function very well on the 3D. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. So this card is representing here, he has a strong foundation. He's standing on these two coins. And this is the only card that it's really talking about the three levels of making money. So this one is actually about money, and it's talking about having a strong foundation, which would basically be, this is safe money. This is what you need to have to pay your bills and etc. And then this is going for your heart's desires, and then your crown and glory. So your crown and glory is when you're on your destined path and you're working basically what you came here to do. And this energy is talking that sometimes this can represent playing small. It's to get to this level, and then from this level to this level, we have to make calculated risks. And I do emphasize the word calculated. So you want to make sure you do your research, etc. But sometimes we can be playing small and being trying to be so safe that we don't give ourselves opportunities to invest. And that would bring us into the next level. And also this, you notice this person has his back to the city. Quite often this can represent someone who has to leave their comfort zone. So this could be saying like, this person may be in, doing business where he came from. And now he has to expand his horizons. He's going to have to move to a new location or to a bigger center, that kind of energy. Or maybe whatever it is that he's selling, he needs a different audience, that kind of energy. So this is about not playing small and not selling yourself short. All right, and then we have the Sun, and this is the happiest card in the deck. So this is awesome energy. This is talking about the Sun is in Taurus right now, energy, and we have this is representing the Sun when it comes into a reading, and this is talking about the underlying energy for your internal forces. So it's talking about all of these cards. It's really shining a lot of light on these cards and the other ones when we get to them. But it's talking about, this is the happiest card in the deck. This is God's energy, and this is talking about you when you were a child and how you came in as a child of God. And look at this young one, is just like riding this pony with total no fear, no reins, no saddle. He's carrying this heavy banner with ease, and this is representing your destiny. And all the sunflowers on the wall here, they represent, they turn with the sun, so they follow the sun, and that's representing that energy and being happy because of it. And then we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is representing, the swords represent the element of air, and your thoughts, basically. So this is your mental intelligence and your mind. This card can represent cutthroat competition and, a lot of conflict. So it looks like this person has fought off these two, and he's got his sword ready, and he's like, hey, and I got two more swords here if I need them, and I will fight for what is mine. You're not just taking what's mine from me. And then this energy, hello Stella, this energy is talking also, it can be like this is three versions of you, basically, because this card is representing how you identify right now. And this can represent an inner conflict between like not being able to make up your mind, basically, overthinking, that type of energy. So this could represent the subconscious mind, which is the mind that develops from until, you know, about the age of 6 or 7. And the subconscious mind is the mind that comes in when we're a baby. And babies, you know, are like sponges. They suck up their environment. If you think about a baby in the first year, what all they have to learn, this energy is like they absorb their environment, and also the people who are in charge of their care are responsible for that environment, and also, you know, for the values and the culture and the religion and everything that's taught. So the subconscious mind is actually made up of other people's thoughts, not our own. And yet it's so heavily imprinted on us that when we get triggered and we get into situations where there is conflict, that's the mind we're most likely to rely on, and it's probably the least reliable for our own authentic desires. Then we have the unconscious mind. A lot of people will say, yes, they agree, I am a human being and I have a soul. But from the soul's perspective, you are a soul traveling in a human body, and this is your vehicle to navigate planet Earth. And so the soul has needs, and if the soul's needs aren't being met, the unconscious mind can become very argumentative, argumentative, is that the word? With the subconscious mind, and cause conflict within yourself. We have the conscious mind, and the conscious mind is talking about, you know, I went to the store, I purchased these 3 items, this is how much they cost, and then I came home. And so it's like you have a conscious memory of it all, you know what you did, and you're conscious of it. So if we can have all the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind work together without conflict, then without conflict within ourselves, we're more likely to not have as much conflict from the external forces. So this is talking about the internal forces. The internal forces are basically the what ifs. Like it's when you're laying awake at night and you're saying, what if they do this and I have to do that? Or what if I do that and then they do this? Ifs, the woulda, shoulda, couldas. And so we do have control over those internal forces. And the best way is to quiet the mind and use the swords represent, they're double-edged swords representing using your intellect as well as your intuition. And if you use both, that's when you will get creative solutions to problems. Then we have the 6 of Pentacles. So this is how you're identifying with yourself right now. This is how you feel. Like there's a lot of conflict outside of you, and you're maybe noticing that, and that could be causing conflict inside, or you could have conflict inside causing the outer conflict. But that's usually it's a two-way path. And this is about your abundance, how you feel about your abundance. So 6 of Pentacles is a very respectable amount of money. If you think about it, the Pentacles, there's 10 Pentacles available in the tarot. So, 10 would be like billionaires, 9 would be like multimillionaires, and then, 8 would be millionaires, and then from there it goes down. So this would be like upper middle class energy. And this would be talking about this person feels now that they have enough money that they can give some to charity. And so he is giving this person some coin because he has used his discernment and feels that this person would actually benefit from it and use it well. He has the scales of justice hanging over this person. And if you look closely, you'll notice this person has something in his pocket already. So why would he's like, why would I give you my money when you have what you need to move forward? Get out there and work, you bum. Don't bother me. That's the kind of energy. And sometimes this card can represent feeling like you've been breadcrumbed. So with this card, it can represent, a shortfall, where you're, like, you're thinking, I should have more money than this for all of that I've been through to get it. This right here is talking about your communication and in early life. So there may, the moon quite often can represent hidden secrets and illusions. And so this energy can be talking about, maybe there was some sort of, there's some sort of illusions about your childhood. Most of us do have that, because like I said, how much do you really remember about your early childhood until about kindergarten? And I mean, you're relying on on the thoughts of the people that were in charge of your care. And they may have tried to understand you, but they may not have, gotten you right at all. And, what happened to you when you were at play school and all of that, like, it's, and you don't remember it. So it's kind of that energy of you might have quite a few illusions about your childhood, or have some energy around your inner child that needs to be healed. And so the lobster is coming out of the emotional waters here, and he knows he wants to get through these two pillars to stay on his path. But he's feeling really vulnerable because there's this dog and this wolf howling at the moon. And so he has to go past them, and he's trying to figure out, he's summoning his bravery to be able to go through there and sneak past them. And this sometimes can represent there's conflict between your domestic side and your more wild side. So it could mean, like, maybe you've been in isolation and have been really, like, staying in and not getting out, and too much isolation. Or maybe you've been out there partying and you're a wild child, and it's time to rein it in a little bit. So that's the kind of energy, is having that balance and being able to stay on that path, and not falling for illusions and getting distracted from your goals, that kind of energy. Not giving money to people who already have it, that are too lazy to work for it themselves as well. This energy can also talk about, like, we have the full moon, the new moon, and we have the sun. We just had an eclipse season. It was on the February 17th and the 3rd of March. And so that energy is going to linger with us for at least 6 months. And the funny thing about that is, I've been describing it as potpourri, like bubbling on the back burner of your stove. So it's there and it's simmering, and it's there, and it smells nice, but you don't really pay much attention to it. And this energy is kind of like the eclipse season. 6 months later, you might look back and say, wow, I went through a whole lot of changes here, and you weren't noticing because you were so busy changing. That kind of energy. And so then we have this, this is about your emotional foundation. How are you feeling about home and family, etc.? Like, this would be like, you probably are out of home when we're talking about this energy here. So in your own home, like if you've moved out of your parents' place, that kind of energy. The Emperor is all about performance. The Emperor is actually, has the qualities of all 4 kings from the Minor Arcana rolled into one individual. And he is, as I said, all about performance. He's an alpha male, and he has his armor on. He wears his armor underneath his robe, and this is representing his ability to, if he sees an opportunity, being able to get up in an instant and seize opportunities. He's also, the odd beta male might try him once in a while, but he'll get his clock kicked. How do they say that? I can't ever remember sayings when I'm in the zone. But, he's an alpha male, and he will, if you see a pack of dogs, like the old dog will be chewing on his bone, the alpha male on the porch, and the other dogs will be on the ground, laying around on the ground in front of him. And let's say 2 beta males get into it, and they're a little bit too aggressive. He'll just go down go down the porch and go there and kick their butts, put them in their place, tell them to quit acting so ridiculous, and then go back up on the porch. And you won't, and no one will touch his bone while he was doing that. It's that kind of energy. And so here we have the creative romance and children. So This is about your creativity and romance and children. So this is talking, the pages would work for the king and the queen in the old days, and they would start really young, 7 to 14 years of age. Back then, you know, life expectancy was about half of what it is now. So they, you know, had to mature very early. And the Page of Wands energy, each of the pages have an element that they're representing, and the page, his element is the element of fire. Now the pages would do small tasks and run errands, and mostly it was about communication. So when a page card comes in, it's about a communication of some sort or some information coming in. And in the old days, you know, these would always be male, and they would, you know, everything would be delivered in person. But nowadays, this could be a female in her masculine energy, as any of the cards in the tarot, any of the figures in the tarot can, they are not gender specific, so they can represent a female in her masculine energy, or, you know, with this energy, a female in her male energy again. We don't have any queens out here yet to say the other, but a queen could be a male in his feminine energy. So also, these days we have so many ways of communication, so you don't have to like be thinking, oh, it has to come in person. The communication could easily be a phone call or a text message, or maybe you get an email. You might get a letter in the mail, or some documents or papers, that type of energy. This could be, you could be on social media, someone messages you, maybe you go to an event that's, you see an event there on social media and you go to it, and then you meet someone and it's the perfect person for whatever the reasons you wanted. And also, it's a really good idea to pay attention, just even 5 minutes a day, what's going on in the world. I know it's really trying these days to watch the news in particular, like it can be really irritating. Having said that, if whatever's going on at the top of the pyramid is definitely affecting everybody below to varying degrees. And it sometimes you can see trends that are coming, so you can avoid problems by knowing what's going on. And also, so this page is very focused on the element of the fire, and his wand is made of wood because wood feeds fire. And also, it's from the tree, so it represents the deep roots of ancestors, as well as the descendants are the offshoots, basically. And this is talking about passion and action. And so you have to keep in mind with the Page of Wands, when he is delivering information, quite often he is distracted because he really, really, really admires his wand. And he is very focused on it, looking up to it. And so sometimes, or not sometimes, but quite often, he is thinking with his little head. So he doesn't always have his full attention on the situation. So just keep that in mind. And we do have in this final position here that your health, your daily routine and habits. So we do have cups here, which represent love. And this energy is a celebration. You know, because the cups are about, also it can be love of something you love to be or something you love to do. Quite often though, it does represent romantic love. This isn't my favorite card because these people, a lot of readers read this as harvest, and it could be, but none of them are looking at each other, and I feel like they're really not celebrating each other. They might not even know each other that well. What they're celebrating is something that has happened, or an event, or some sort of energy like that. And in matters of romantic love, if this is about romantic love, in many, many cultures, and in particular in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they'll freak out on you because they have a suspicion that if you don't look someone in the eye when you toast them, it's 7 years of bad luck in your love life. And they'll be like, look me in the eye. So, you know, if this is about romantic love, sometimes it's about, you know, something that's going on in your business life, or something you love to do, or it could be family members or whatever. But sometimes this can represent an energy of third-party energy, and it can also represent gossip and slander, that kind of energy. So we'll just see. Well, you know, so far it's just looking like it might be they're celebrating something. And now we're going to look at the external forces. So the underlying energy from the external forces is the Chariot. So the external forces are the EFs. And you're not going to be asking what if this happens, or what if I do this, what will happen. You're going to be saying what the EF happened. So an external force came in, and this is saying the Chariot is on its way. This position right here, I'll put this over here, of being on your destined journey. It's saying you're still on your destined journey now that you're an adult. That you're in this energy, and this is like no rains again, you'll notice. And it's talking about the Chariot is like a tank. Like once you decide, okay, I'm going to stay on my destined path and I'm going to follow the sun, you're going to be like a tank. Tung, 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 tung. Get out of my way, I'm on my path. And this is saying that on the spiritual realm, is really supporting what you're doing right now, and keep up the good work kind of energy. We have a cup of love coming in, and so this is this Ace of Cups is representing a brand new. Aces are talking all about the new. And this cup is overflowing. So this the water is pouring out of it like a fountain. So this can represent in matters of love, like an everlasting love. The dove is like about harmony and a peaceful relationship. And it also can talk about in matters of business or doing things that you love or being something you love, that the energy is flowing in your favor. This is in your position of partnerships, commitment, and spouse. So this does signify that Ace of Cups energy, and because it's here, we're going to keep in mind this energy here because it's sitting right here, that this could be some sort of gossip and slander about your relationship. And remember, we've got this Randy guy here, this youngster and this can represent someone that's way older. This could represent someone in midlife crisis very easily. They're in this energy, not necessarily that age. And so we do have an energy here of, then the cycle changes. So there's some sort of transition happening. When the Fool comes into the picture, it's talking that the cycle, whatever cycle you've been in up to this point, I feel like there's this conflict is coming from something maybe from your childhood that you don't know about. It has something to do with maybe your love life. It's hard to say. It would be different for different people. There could be pentacles involved, and it could be like there's a shortfall somewhere. This can be breadcrumbing energy. So we'll see, but this is talking about the Fool is out on his journey and he starts at the 0 point, and it's talking about what this cycle is ending now because the Chariot's coming in. And it's also saying that new love is coming in, if there is any romantic love. So someone has their eye on you, and this could represent an energy that then, if it's a new cycle, that you left a relationship or someone left you, or it just could be you were single and now you have someone new coming into your life. So the Fool is on his journey, and it's about being innocent and taking a leap of faith. Having said that, the sun is shining on him, and he's happy, and he doesn't have much baggage with him. But this is maybe not his first cycle. So it's the Fool isn't necessarily like, it's not like he starts from the 0 point and he doesn't know anything every cycle. He is taking with him the information that he's learned from this other cycle, but he's learned all he can from it, and it's time to move into a new cycle. And so this is in your position of transition and hidden secrets. This can be shared resources as well. And remember, that's an external force. So I feel like this could represent an energy where maybe you were involved with someone and you parted ways, but he parted with some of your shared resources. It's sort of that energy. And it's interesting because this is in transition, and this is actually the Scorpio position. And the moon, the full moon is in Scorpio. I'm going to finish talking about putting the cards down, and then we'll talk about what the effect the full moon has on this energy. So we do have the Hermit, and the Hermit is talking about the dark night of the soul. And so it could be that a new love is coming in because something happened to a relationship you already had. The Hermit, it's like after a dark night of the soul, it's when something happened and it really shakes you up, and you're wondering, like, you don't know exactly what to do or what direction. You're upset and you don't know what direction to go in. And all of a sudden this information comes in and you know, okay, you're on a new journey. So this could represent, maybe you're in the dark night of the soul because your partner and you split up, and maybe they've left the relationship, and that's where a lot of the conflict was. So this is talking about going up to the top of the mountain and isolating yourself and conferring with God, with source energy in the universe. I want to know the truth of what I need to do, and through meditation and prayer, come to some conclusions here. So this energy, when the light in the lantern here is full of the North Star energy, which is your guiding star for your path in life. His rod is lit up, and it's saying, okay, the Hermit now comes down from the mountain and puts into action what he learned while he was isolating. So you don't necessarily have to climb the mountain, but it's talking about isolating yourself away from other people, not being in the mood for being really social. And sometimes it can even represent, because we have God here, the energy of God isolating you for you without, and so all of a sudden you can be feeling like you're being rejected by everybody. But sometimes rejection is God's protection. And so isolating you, because when the Chariot comes in, if there's been any funny business with this money and gossip and slander and all of that energy, when the shift hits the fan, the karma is going to be coming out, and God is isolating you so that you're not associated with these people anymore, so that when the karma hits them, it doesn't hit you as well. And then we have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. So this is another ace coming in. And so it's talking about getting the truth of your situation. And this is sometimes, this could be what was being said, I feel, about behind your back, about, because this is your career and reputation. This is your higher learning, and this is your career and reputation. So this is talking, maybe there is some gossip and slander happening behind your back about this conflict. A lot of people knew about it, didn't tell you. Maybe people in your inner circle didn't bother to tell you. Maybe they were involved in some way. You know, so it is what it is. So we'll clarify it and see if what's going on. But this is what you have been wishing for and what's available. So this is talking a lot of blessings coming in now that you've ended this cycle and are moving into this new one. This is talking about, like, the Ten of Cups is ultimate fulfillment. It's like having the partner you love, the family you love, living where you love to be, having a lovely career, and loving your clients and your co-workers and that kind of energy. And so this is like ultimate fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. You notice it's on a rainbow here. So this is talking about this energy is available to you if you, you know, take the correct steps of action to let the blessings come in. You have to be in a position of being open to receive. And so you already have made this and this decision to be on a different cycle, or it was made for you, but you're in that energy now. So this is available for you, coming in as blessings. And then we also have, this is talking, I feel like this card is actually, this is talking about being disappointed in love. And quite often it can be like, don't accept that other cup. Like maybe you've given someone 3 chances and now they're asking for a 4th chance. And it's like, no, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm not doing that. Sometimes it can represent having a third-party energy here with this couple, and sometimes it can even, this 4th cup can represent a pregnancy or something. But I feel, and sometimes it could just be like you've in business or in relationships or whatever, that you've done something, like you've put your money in time and your energy into something 3 different times, and it hasn't taken, and like the universe is saying give it one more go, and you're like, I don't want to do that. But this is saying that it will be likely to be very successful this time. And it's also saying here that now that you know the truth about what happened in the situation here with the other lover, you have to go with the new energy, or you could end up repeating the cycle. So it's talking about, the aces are talking about new. And we have a lot of that energy because in Aries, the new moon in Aries that we just had on the 17th of April, was all it was in the sign of Aries, and there's 6 planets that were in the sign of Aries at the same time, or that had moved in around the same time. And some of them are really big planets, like Neptune, which has a 14-year cycle, and it's all about idealism, has moved from Pisces into Aries. Saturn, which is all about responsibility, moved into the Aries energy for the next 2.5 years or so. We have Venus was in there for a while, and that's matters of love. We had the 2 eclipses at the same time. We had a lot going on. And so if you want to look into that, you on this same playlist, I do have the eclipse readings there for each of the signs. If you want to kind of see what those are about, they might give you further clarity. The full moon coming up now, though, let's talk about that, because it is actually in the sign of Scorpio, and this is this transitional energy, and Taurus is directly across from Scorpio in the horoscope wheel, so this is the opposing force. The sun is in Taurus right now, and it's shining light on what's happening with the Scorpio moon. What is this moon about? And the Taurus energy is all about what is mine, all that is mine, and the Scorpio energy is all that is yours. And I feel like this is this energy, there's been some of that, why there might be a shortfall here. There could be some breadcrumbing happening. It may not, there may have been some sort of energy where the money was just leaking out because this person wasn't pulling their weight, or it could be there was actually money disappearing. And also, so Taurus is, the sun is in Taurus, and it's opposing this energy here. And the Scorpio moon is saying, hey, I want, it's a destruction of form. Like, let's blow things up and see what happens and then see how it lands. And this is also about shared possessions. And and about change happening with that, transformation, like that type of energy. Whereas this Taurus energy is about your own personal values, and like matters to Taurus. Taurus is an energy. You're ruled by the element of earth. And this is about, it matters to you that you feel safe and secure in your financial situation on earth, and feel comfortable in your relationships, that you can count on the person. And if you don't have that, it can be really challenging. Also, Taurus is really big on security. So this energy is fighting with each other, and it's like the conflict, like with Gemini. Gemini energy is so quick-witted that Gemini can actually adapt very easily to inner outer conflict, and you already are good at this. But this is saying, if you can discipline your mind some more, that you can really take advantage of this energy that a lot of other people might be feeling a little bit, like finding it a lot harder. It's not having the same effect on you as some of the other signs because of that ability. And so the Gemini energy is very adaptable. So if things blow up because the moon on the new moon, or on the full moon, you'll be like, okay, let's put it back together and we'll do it in this way. Whereas other people might be hanging on to the old energy. And then we have this full moon is really going to encourage your own expression. Be very careful with this energy. It's kind of like you want to express yourself, but you want to be careful that who you express yourself to and how you do it. and you know, the words that you choose and that kind of energy. Like, you don't want to be all impulsive and be in like an angry energy and then regret what you say after. And this is you know, the Taurus energy is talking about wanting to collect matter, and the Scorpio energy is about let's share it, let's all partake in it kind of energy. So this is quite often the one thing to know about this moon is this back and forth energy here is making people want to make emotional declarations. And so again, be careful how you do that, because your words, you know, your thoughts are expressed through your words, and your words do have the power to either deliver, you know, uplift and the situation and enhance it, or to actually be used as weapons. So that's basically how this moon is affecting the Gemini energy, as I can see it here. You do have, like, if whatever situation you're in, you know, take what works for you, of course. And if you're, you know, if this is not about romance, it could be about something that's happening in your work life or even in your family. I'm going to clarify this for those that want clarification. If you're leaving the reading now, thank you for your time and energy. Give it a like and comment and subscribe if you resonate. It really does help me to build my channel. I really appreciate it. It keeps the algorithm happy. And I'm going to clarify for those who want further clarification with my oracle. This is something I've been working on since 2007. I'm an artist, and I did 64 paintings. I finished the last painting in 2020, but I haven't, I just now have had time recently to be really put the energy and my priority into doing these readings and doing them on the channel. And the cards that I'm using for this are from my oracle, and it's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light and Tales from the Vector. And I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and I have the gallery with the paintings in there. So if you want to take a look at them, you can take a look at them. I will put the numbers I have on these cards represent how they're listed in the gallery, and I will put this in the description box below, and the information for the site, so that you can take a look. And you know, they say a picture paints 1,000 words. This card, when it comes out, I know quite often my readings want to start off with this oracle for transition. So it's talking, there's a lot of transition happening right now. And this could be about where you know, your comfort zone, leaving your comfort zone a little bit, because you're going to maybe have big changes in your and who you're doing business with, who your partnerships are with, and maybe even possibly leaving where you live right now, or at least leaving your comfort zone, so that you can move forward and accept this bountiful energy that's coming your way. We have 2 aces here, and we have the 10, you know, of cups, and we have like all this happy energy. This is already happening on the 3rd dimensional. This is talking about being happy with your lover, and I feel like this is God saying you deserve to be happy with the person that's your significant other. And even in matters of business or whatever, if it's not working out, you need to take a look at that. That's clarifying that energy there. And then we also have this energy coming in for the Hangman energy. So this is talking about taking some time to check into your inner conflict, and make sure like you do a little bit of meditation and maybe prayer, so that you can quiet your mind and tune into your intuition and get some clarity in your situation, so that you can move forward in a strong way. And we have this energy coming in of pride. So this can be talking about it's the karmic space of pride. You know, they say pride before the fall kind of energy. But this is, sometimes people get into an energy where it's all or nothing. And like, you can see this sometimes when people are like, you'll go to their house and at one time and it's immaculately clean, and then the next time you go, it's like a bomb hit, and there's like just shift everywhere, and you're like, whoa, is this the same house? And it's that kind of energy. Some people get into that energy where they put it all in or they put nothing in. And so generally when our pride is ruling and we feel like giving up, we'll, you know, the extremes can be pretty extreme, basically is what it's saying. And then this is talking about giving yourself total permission to go after your heart's desires. Like, so going after your plugging in, getting discipline of your mind and then plugging that into your heart so that you're going after your authentic desires. Because you can spend a whole lifetime going after what other people think you should do, and then not in the end not feeling happy, and maybe your unconscious mind never settling down because, hey, what about me? What about my hearts? What about my authentic desires? And then we have the Magician. So this is on the Emperor. Perhaps this energy of the Emperor is this new love coming in. Like, that would be because you've learned a lot in this journey, Gemini. And it's kind of like maybe you're in that, this is a big energetic upgrade, it's saying. And of course, this is in your home and family, like your emotional foundation right now. And I feel like you have a strong foundation there. Like, you know what it's like to be successful. You know, like you're already like in like upper middle class kind of energy here. So I feel like, you know, you've been successful and you can be more successful. And also, I feel like it's more like a lack of, like, the conflict is wearing you down, maybe. And I feel like this energy, maybe even after this full moon, you may start noticing a bit of a difference. We do have that energy of, in Gemini, Uranus is moving into Gemini on the 25th here. And this is going to have a big effect on your energy and also on Sagittarius energy. And this is kind of a Sagittarian or Leo. It's a fire sign energy. So it's just, Uranus is, you know, the last time Uranus was in Gemini was in 1941 to 1949. It's about a 7 or 8 year cycle. And it can have profound changes on like shocking events and different, like, you know, alliances with other people, and like in, you know, in the World War II energy, like alliances between countries, that kind of energy being significant, like significant change. And sometimes it can be really shocking. It's that kind of energy of, you know, really a lot of change coming again here for a lot of people. And so in Gemini, because it's moving into your sign, you're going to feel this energy, as well as Sagittarius is also going to really be feeling this energy as well, more so than a lot of the other signs. And we have, oh, look at this, we have temptation here. So the devil energy, like in my oracle, the devil is actually this beautiful dragonfly. She's on a hot pink background, and she's like adorned in Swarovski crystals. Very, very pretty. The devil's not going to tempt you with something ugly. So this could be an energy of talking about this third party energy, or your partner being tempted. Maybe they know something about some money or something coming through, or just they're wanting to have a part of that, and maybe been in a third-party relationship. And it's kind of like, I feel like there's some sort of energy here also about maybe it being someone that you know, and there's a lot of gossip, and maybe you're kind of going to feel like the last to know kind of energy. When the devil or the temptation card comes up, I always check to see what's the next card up, because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. It's very manipulative. And the devil sends in minions to do his bidding, because he can't do it because he's not an actual being. He's a figure. And so this temptation energy, I cover it. And so here we have the Virgo energy. So this is talking about getting your ducks in a row. So this is kind of an energy, I feel someone, this energy is talking about distraction. Like someone wanting to come in and distract you in that energy. So this could be like that, what that lover energy was about, because maybe whatever you were onto is like really like beneficial. You know, like you have a really good idea, or your business is a really good idea, and they want to distract you so that they can learn from you, and also maybe they're the shortfall here could be partly, it could just be you having lost your focus because you were busy in this energy. So Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and this is about communication and how you communicate. And this is talking about, it's in your romance area. So this could be people were working together to distract you so that they could be taking your information from your business, maybe even some of your money, and siphoning it. Some sort of energy around there. There's a few cards here that speak of like some legalities that could be coming through on that plane. So I just want to point out when the signs come up, horoscope signs, I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the energy of each of the signs. So just be aware of that. It could be true. There could be a Virgo energy in your life that was your lover or whatever. But you have to use your intuition on that. I just want you to understand that my goal is for us to learn from each of the signs. And what can we learn from them? We have the sun shining light on this situation, and see again the lovers here. So you're gonna learn the truth. This is gonna be a gift from the divine, and there's a new love coming in. So that's the energy coming up there. And we have perception. So yeah, someone felt like the grass was greener on the other side, and they are now realizing that it's fake. But that's that's their problem now that they lost you. You're going to be more interested in someone new coming in that's been a divine partner sent for you. And this, we have the Hierophant energy. Whoops, there's two cards that wanted to come out here. So we have the Hierophant. Okay, so this is traditional structure. This is talking about judgment coming in from the spiritual realm, and now it's coming down into the 3D. So there could be some legalities, but it also could just mean that this new lover coming in is, I don't like, sometimes the energy of the emperor is someone who's like in a high authority position. And so this could be a real energetic upgrade compared to the lover you had before. So they can have him, him or her. It's that kind of, and I feel like that's what they're finding out is that, whoa, what the heck did I do here? I traded in someone who's at the, like if the emperor is interested in you, then it's talking about an energy of that you're coming into an empress energy. And so I traded in an empress for what, that's their problem, not yours. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune turning on this. So this is saying that, this transition, and that's that Scorpio moon energy. So that's just like May 1st. So it's not that far away. So the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor to have this new outcome with a new lover. To make up for like this, whatever it was that you had to go up to the top of the mountain and maybe what you lost here. And there was some sort of abuse of power. So that can just be talking like you might have been putting more energy into the relationship than they were. And they knew like maybe that you really cared about them or whatever, so they took advantage of that. That can be like an energy there, but it also can be representing that there could have been some sort of abuse of power when it comes to like matters of court. Because we do have, what you say in court, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This can represent, the slander and gossip could represent a bit of perjury going on there, that kind of energy. This is also talking about the Libra energy. So Libra is when you become a mature adult and you're, you can handle the truth. Of course you can handle the truth. The truth will set you free. But this energy could be talking about maybe when you got into this relationship, you and your partner were maybe younger and less mature, that kind of energy. We're in this energy and weren't really ready for a commitment of like marriage or starting a family or that energy. So that it's saying that now you are mature enough. And then we have this energy, the blessings coming in. basically you're a superstar if you didn't know it. And this is talking about having some harmony in your love life. Like having like, you know, some calm. A lot of times people feel like, oh, you know, they confuse, especially if there's been some sort of energy in your childhood where you're raised in a family that has, you know, a lot of drama going on and fighting and arguing and conflict. When that's not happening in a relationship, your subconscious mind will be saying, hey, there's something wrong, this is boring, and confusing anxiety with excitement. And so it's not uncommon at all for that to happen for people. And look at this. This is destruction. And I love this because this is exactly the difference between the main difference between the Scorpio and the Taurus energy is, am I going to build or am I going to destroy? And so it's like some people love that energy, like exploding things and then seeing how do things fall and then putting it back together in a different way, because they can't see the change happening in any other way. So this is, you know, destruction. This is talking about this past love, I feel. And they might be wanting to come back in because they realize they've made a mistake, but you're going to be off with the Emperor. So it wasn't progress for them, but they're what they did. And this is how, like, sometimes, like, how karma works. That hey, the energy they were in that was supposed to, they thought, if anything, it's going to destroy you, not them, actually destroys their plans, and the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor, and they've got a bunch of karma to deal with here. So, you know, and they're thinking, what the heck did I do? Because I thought the grass was greener on the other side, but now that I'm over there, I realize it's fake. So that's the kind of energy. I do hope you've enjoyed this reading, Gemini. Give it a like and comment if you have. I really would appreciate it. It really does help me with my channel. And also consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. I would be honored if you did so. I will be back with another reading for you soon. Bye for now.